What up, everybody? Whoops. What up, everybody? It's Friday afternoon. Some sun to clouds, and then some nasty storms later on this afternoon. Friday, part one coming Friday afternoon, and part two is Friday night into early Saturday morning. It'll be going 4 to 6 a.m. early Saturday, and nice weather Saturday and for Father's Day on Sunday. So this is it's gonna be my workout day today. So you guys are gonna watch me work out today, and then another video next Friday. Every Friday is a workout. So this today, and then another video next Friday.
The U.S. Supreme Court is reversing a ban on bump stocks in a 6-3 decision. The High Court ruled the bump stock does not turn a rifle into the federal definition of a machine gun. ABC's Harry Wilson has more.
The Supreme Court says bump stocks, a gun accessory equivalent to semi-automatic rifles fired at a high rate, does not turn a rifle into a machine gun. The decision reverses a bump stock ban started under the Trump administration, defended by the Biden administration. The ban started after the 2017 mass shooting in Las Vegas, where the shooter used a bump stock, killing 60 people and hurting hundreds more. Justice Clarence Thomas with the opinion of the court, writing, semi-automatic firearms which require shooters to re-engage the trigger for every shot are not machine guns. Justice Sonia Sotomayor in dissent writes, when I see a bird that walks like a duck, swims like a duck, and quacks like a duck, I call that bird a duck. And I suspect you're going to see more decisions along these lines where agency decisions get overridden by the people that are majority of the Supreme Court. It comes on the heels of the Supreme Court's unanimous decision to keep the Frisco Nevada, where the fight over access to the drug is not over. Justice Brett Kavanaugh, opinion of the court, he writes the plaintiff had sincere legal, ideological, and abortion. That's being seen as a constitutional door to other legal channels against women's rights.
What do you got? Going to continue down and 3 states are challenging.
There go Alice walking by. There's Alice.
Look at that, the sun is out and everything else.
There go Alice. Look,
When are we
she's
supposed to get out? Is it
this
afternoon?
afternoon, yeah.
Look at it, it's all sunny out.
It was cloudy before.
Oh, yeah.
She says it's an effort to deter individuals from trying to committing
Couple more.
traumatic acts. The governor says it's still not clear what the policy might look like, but it might get kind of dark cultural or religious reasons. She's currently in talks with lawmakers about the measure. The governor says she was prompted to consider action after a group of people wearing face masks frightened subway riders when they allegedly chanted about Hitler and wiping out Jews. President Biden oversees at the G7 summit, the world leaders converging on Europe and escalation in both the Israel-Hamas war and Russia's war in Ukraine. ABC's Morgan Norwood has more.
Day 2 of the G7 summit and President Biden meeting privately with Pope Francis on the sidelines. Francis is the first pontiff to attend G7 talks, and artificial intelligence, Gaza, and Ukraine set to take center stage. Biden's second face-to-face meeting with the Pope comes after he and Ukraine's President Zelensky signed a historic security agreement to bolster Ukraine's defenses for 10 years. That brings it closer to NATO, but also sends a stark message to Vladimir Putin.
I cannot wait us out. Cannot divide us. We'll be with Ukraine until they prevail in this war.
The president and his G7 allies also agreed to loan Ukraine $50 billion to buy weapons and to help rebuild a loan repaid using interest on frozen Russian assets.
Another reminder to Putin, we're not backing down.
But the possibility of Trump returning to the White House hanging over the sign, with Zelensky questioning how long the unity will last.
And Pope Francis also meeting today with President Volodymyr Zelensky.
I'm Morgan Holbert, ABC News.
All right, it's Friday, the end of the week, and it looks like something is stirring out there.
Yeah, I've got a couple things brewing. We do have some rain that is moving through right now. Looks like some of the heavier downpours are starting to kind of lighten up a bit. But then we have another batch that's moving through Pennsylvania that could cross through here. We're going to have a couple issues going into the afternoon. What I would hope is that we can hang on to these clouds. And I know that probably sounds funny. Why do you want to hang on to the clouds? Well, the cloud can keep the atmosphere more stable and limit the chance of seeing any severe weather later on. So on a day like this, the clouds are actually your friend. So let's take a look at some of these rain showers that are moving across the state. You can see they were healthier moving across Litchfield and Hartford County, but now they're starting to lighten up a bit. Up towards Massachusetts, Wilbraham, Broomfield, well, that's their problem. That's our sister station's problem. But we still have a few downpours around Enfield, stretching through Windsor to Windsor Locks and over towards Stafford. But again, it's looking fairly light. It's lightening up a little bit around New Britain, out towards Bristol, Waterbury, and Naugatuck. But I am still concerned at this point with the possibility for some strong to severe thunderstorms later on. The Storm Prediction Center has had us in this slight risk category for the last 3 days. So if we see any severe storms develop, the primary threats would be some downpours that may lead to localized flooding, especially in areas that have poor drainage or areas that we generally see flood with heavier rain events. We'll also watch out for some strong wind gusts. I wouldn't rule out the possibility of hail, and we never want to completely rule out the possibility of tornadoes. There's a lot of look in Waterbury where those rain showers are still moving through. They're on the light side, but it probably feels very steamy out there now because the humidity is already been high. So the rain probably didn't cool it as much as you'd think. But it is 68 degrees in Torrington, so yes, some rainfall there, but those dew points are still well into the 60s, so that's why I say it probably doesn't feel very comfortable. We're at 82 in Willimantic, it's 79 here in New Haven. There are those dew points that are in the 60s, so this muggy air mass is going to stay in place, at least for today. But once we get this cold front that will come through, which will bring in those thunder showers, it'll also usher in more comfortable air for this weekend. So Father's Day weekend is looking nothing short of stunning, but then the heat and humidity are going to start to climb heading into next week to the point it will be very uncomfortable to spend even 5 or 10 minutes outdoors. But we'll get to your day forecast in just a minute. In the meantime, this will show you again just some of these showers and thunderstorms that are going to roll through the region as we go through this afternoon. Of course, notice some of these downpours with these shades of oranges and reds, and that'll continue right through dinner time. So here's the bottom line. If you have outdoor plans, if you have a prom tonight, a graduation party, a sporting event, whatever it may be, you definitely need to kind of scan the sky, keep an eye on the radar, listen for possibly any of rumbles of thunder in the distance, because that'll indicate when you probably need to take things indoors. Overnight, we will see all of that mess move out of here, so tomorrow we'll be left with lots of sunshine and far more comfortable conditions. But we still have to get through this afternoon and the turbulent weather. Temperature is going to be in the low to mid 80s. Tonight, storms early, drying out by morning, the temperatures in the 60s, and then tomorrow, beautiful day with that low humidity, temperatures hovering right around 80 degrees. Father's Day looks great as well. I really encourage you to take advantage and spend some time outdoors this weekend, because trust me, you will not want to spend any time outdoors next week. The temperatures are going to start to climb on Monday, and so does the humidity, but it will still be in the tolerable range. And then things turn down right on tolerable for Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday of next week. In fact, we're looking at our first heat wave of the year. All right, next, Elon Musk is a huge raise. There's still one hurdle he has to overcome before seeing the money. Also, you may have to pay more for your streaming services. Companies are increasing their prices. And another woman's sports bars are opening up in the U.S. in California. What you can expect there.
When you play Mohegan Sun Online Casino, you can be up, even in your downtime.
There's only one bath fitter. Come to our Connecticut's premier bath showroom right off I-95. And you'll be fooled by others pretending to be us. We provide endless design options, free estimates, home installation, and affordable payment options. Visit our showroom today, bathfitter.com.
Spring is in the air and it's the perfect time to sell your home. But why settle for ordinary listings when you can list smart with Smart MLS? Smart MLS gets your home in front of 21,000 realtors and their eager buyers. Imagine the possibilities. Ask your realtor at your house on Smart MLS today. It's the smart way to quickly and effortlessly sell your home this spring. List smart, sell smart, Smart MLS. The smart way to sell your home.
Finn is drinking on purpose, and he doesn't want us to know about it.
I've been keeping something from you. I don't know this guy.
But I know General Hospital, ABC.
The first thing most people do when they're hurt at work is panic. Panic then leads to a fear of losing their job. When you're hurt at work, knowing what the employer cannot do is essential in navigating any claim. The employer cannot fire you in retaliation for you being injured at work. If they try, you can bring another claim against them. The employer cannot force you to return to work if the doctor says you're not ready. Lastly, the employer cannot stop you from getting an injury lawyer. Call me today for your free consultation.
Summer break is coming, but it's no vacation if you're one of the hungry kids in our community. Today, join News 8 as we hold a food drive for the Next Star Founders Day of Caring, benefiting the Wheat Food Pantry in West Haven. Drop off items between 10 a.m. and 2 p.m. at Wheat's location at 674 Washington Avenue in West Haven. You can donate any of the items listed here. Together, let's put community first.
Elon Musk is getting another pay bump for his electric car business. 77% of Tesla shareholders have voted to pass his $45 billion pay package. That same plan was thrown out by a Delaware judge earlier this year. And last week, several major investors said they would block the massive bonus, citing the company's 30% drop in value since 2021. Musk apparently won't see the money as a appeal of that decision from Tesla. Like Musk, SpaceX employees are suing the company and him. They say he ordered them fired after they challenged what they call rampant sexual harassment in a hostile animal house-style working environment. The employees detailed their complaints in a 2022 open letter to management. Two of them say they were fired the next day. SpaceX is kind. Medicaid workers premium services, Peacock will increase premium plan $2 next month. It comes after the company increased costs earlier this year, just in time for the Olympics. Max will also cut their ad-free plan prices by $1 a month, and Spotify is also raising prices by $2 depending on the plan. This marks the second hike for the music platform in recent years. If you're headed out west to California, a women's sports bar is opening in Long Beach. It's called Watch Me. The owners said they wanted to create a space where women can go watch predominantly green sports with friends and not feel bad about it. I don't know if I should. They're hoping to transform the sports scene by highlighting women's sports front and center. One of the owners explains the inspiration. I have heard whether my career as an athlete growing up, whatever it was, you're not going to be able to do it. Yeah, good luck with that. And the way I always kind of approached that was, that's fuel for my fire. I will prove you wrong. I'll show you. Watch me. There you go. They also say they hope the product is a success story in the sports bar industry and that there will be many more like it to come. Next, a homeowner in North Carolina is fighting back after she says an Airbnb guest overstayed their welcome. And they're now claiming that rental homes as their home. One more year.
We've all had home improvement bills that didn't go that well. If somebody doesn't call you back, they leave your house a mess. But if you need windows, there's a drastically different window company out there. Hey, I'm Brian Barry here today with Ted Food from Renewable Energy. You know Brian Barry?
That's true.
One day they're doing kitchens, the next day they're windows, and the next day they're out. The 114-year-old Anderson Windows created Seamless Anderson as their own full-service replacement window. And we promise to be the best home improvement. But you want to know copy those. Why is that important?
That's all I like, those kind of boxes, so small.
So you buy a size closest to the size you need, and
You got more about
buy it from brand new window. We do it very different. You measure the exact size of your window, and then cut the window precisely fit you.
Okay, we're here enough for that. I don't see telling it.
The fact is, if you have beneficial windows, your home either gets too hot or too cold. Now, we agonize over every last detail of our window, from the glass packages to our mortise and tinted corners to our composite window material. All of this, so your home will be more comfortable and more energy efficient.
And Anderson is the brand of patio doors that homeowners really want.
You hate to have a patio door that sticks. Anderson's patio doors have dual ball bearing engineering, so your door will easily open and close for years. And for top-of-the-line security, they have a multi-point locking system too.
Before June 30th, buy one window, patio door, or entry door and get the next one 40% off. That's 40% off. Plus, get an extra $400 off your entire project with no money down, no payments, and no interest for 1 full year. This offer ends June 30th. For a free appointment with Renewal by Anderson, call 1-800-656-6464.
You are a parent, a provider, a friend. And now, you're also an innocent victim, injured by somebody else's careless actions. We are Trantello and Trantello, your advocate, your ally, your voice when you don't have it. For over 80 years, Trantello and Trantello has made our clients our #1 focus because we care. You can get the help you need because we are Trantello and Trantello. Let our family help your family.
A nightmare situation for an Airbnb host in North Carolina. Guests who paid to rent the home long term have apparently stopped paying and are refusing to get out, despite a judge telling them to do so. ABC's Andrew Fuji here.
Yeah, everything.
A judge agrees the squatters have to
One
go.
month.
Arizona Roman went to court to get guests out of a Durham, North Carolina rental.
I don't know if they vandalized their place or not. No, they'll only find out when they leave.
Roman, who spoke to Diane Wilson from our ABC-owned station WTED, says the guests agreed to a long-term rental from October of last year until last month. But now they won't leave, haven't
Those
been
are-
for several weeks. So
Every
she
day is a
called the
different
police
mail.
and whoever answered
Mail
the
lady
door
or mail
promised
man?
they'd go.
Sure, you can come home in the morning, you think, just give us a tip in the morning. That's all I'm asking for, so I can be on the and we'll go.
But we didn't leave. Instead, they left a note outside the door saying we will vacate the property when you have filed the proper paperwork with the civil magistrate for an eviction for we are legal residents of this home. They claim the checkout date was June 24th and were overcharged. Their law denies that, went to court, and the guests did not show up. The judge granted summary adjustment, but it's not over yet. The guests have 10 days to appeal.
Proof that I was done with the victim. But the fact that I've worked in ways to get them out is a little frustrating.
On their website, Airbnb warns folks if the guests stay in a month or longer, local safety laws could protect them, and they may not be able to remove them from their property without proceeding through required eviction processes in court. Airbnb also released a statement saying issues like this are very rare on Airbnb, and our team is continuing to work with the host providing support. Vermont must now wait until June 25th to see if the guests will appeal. And if they don't, she can then file for afternoon.
You're
The homeowner
not gonna let
says it
people
was
comment?
difficult to get Airbnb to acknowledge her
I give
issue,
the time.
but they recently agreed to help with any damage, additional cleaning, and payment for the extra nights the guests stayed and did not pay. Andrea Fuji, ABC News, New York.
Next at noon, could HIV home tests be coming in the near future? We speak to a doctor about that. Major changes could be coming to voting in our state. We'll have the latest as we take a live look over news.
Less than 5% of funeral homes own a crematory. For affordable on-site cremation services, call the Cremation Society of Connecticut. Medicaid and Title 19 accepted.
ShopRite's digital doorbusters let you download huge savings. ShopRite.
Looking to Connecticut Advantage Plan that has the right doctors and benefits for you? Care Partners of Connecticut is where it all comes together. Our PPO and HMO plans connect you with Connecticut's top doctors for easier, more affordable access to care. Our enhanced $0 premium PPO plan offers flexibility to see doctors in or out of network. No referral required. Our PPO plan also supports our new Visa Flex Advantage spending plan with $100 of dental coverage. And you can see any licensed dentist nationwide. Plus, your spending card includes $260 for over-the-counter items. With our PPO or HMO plan, you'll pay no medical deductible, and there's no deductible for prescription drugs. If you're looking for maximum savings, choose our $0 premium HMO plan. Now, with a $3,000 HMO dental benefit. Get the plan that brings it all
Yeah,
together.
every time I pause it, it comes up on my
Because
phone.
connected is better. Call today.
Yeah, because I hit the bell on my IG.
I'm not an actor,
I said
just a
pulse,
regular person.
and
Some people say,
I hit
why
the
should I
pulse
take privilege and
down,
not have a problem with my memory?
and then
Memory loss is
that's a
not
somewhat
something that
light
occurs
video.
overnight. I started noticing subtle lapses in memory. I want people to know that Prevagen has worked for me. It's helped my memory, it's helped my cognitive qualities. Give it a try. I want it to help you just like it has helped me.
Prevagen at stores everywhere without a prescription.
I'm Attorney John Haney. My special thanks to the motorcycle community for raising funds for our veterans in need at the Reason to Ride.
Join us on our next two Wheels on the Road event. For details, visit HeymanLaw.com.
Did you know the average funeral home charges over $3,000 for direct cremation? Families are saving upwards of 75% with the Cremation Society of Connecticut. For affordable on-site cremation services, call the Cremation Society of Connecticut.
This is News 8 at noon.
Authorities continue to search for the 16-year-old daughter of a Connecticut woman. She told News 8's Scott Wilson the teenager disappeared 3 months ago after running away from her father's home in Atlanta.
Blackbirds is challenging. Blackbirds is really
To
challenging.
be okay.
Jasmine Dominique wipes away tears. Her daughter, Asana Amun, has been missing in the Atlanta area for more than 3 months. Dominique lives in Connecticut and says her daughter moved to Atlanta with her father and has disappeared once before.
And then she called me. She told me that please come and get me. I don't want to stay with him. This time she didn't call me. She didn't text me. She didn't do nothing. I honestly don't know what happened.
The sheriff's department is investigating in the Atlanta area and says it's unusual for a child to disappear this long without talking to anyone.
We do not have any evidence that she has tried to make contact with her family, friends, or anyone else since the date of her disappearance.
When she ran away and she is safe, I'm fine with it. I don't want to think about anything negative.
Police say Asada's father reported her missing after their video doorbell recorded her running from their home just outside of Atlanta. Police say the 16-year-old left with no shoes in pink pajama pants. Her father says her daughter had been having disciplinary issues and left after he mentioned sending her to a military academy.
Anytime I'm eating dinner or eating dinner, I'm looking to see if she's going to be, hitting the ring doorbell.
Asada's mother holds her phone, holding on to hope that her daughter will text or call.
I just want her to be safe. That's all I want.
Police say they did issue a search warrant for the father's house, and the investigation continues. Bob Wilson, News 8.
Special prosecution announced that Wall Street Journal reporter Evan Gershkovich will stand by on espionage charges. Is denying that he was involved in any such thing. It was the U.S. State Department
You got me in the video.
Gershkovich has been behind bars since March of 2020 when he was
This is challenging right here, Blackbirds. It's
the U.S.
challenging.
is continuing to talk to
He's got to try this, Blackbirds.
U.S.
You gotta try this, really challenging,
A
Blackbirds.
Justice conspiracy theorist Alex Jones has to sell his personal assets to help pay the $1.5 billion he owes, but claiming the 2012 changes in the government is still seen as a hoax. The liquidation means Jones could lose ownership of his media platform, InfoWars. The parent company's speech system, social media accounts, and all copyrights. The judge is still deciding the fate of InfoWars. An intake task force in Connecticut is considering a major change in the way in which everyone in Connecticut votes. The News 8 plans conservative Lex Luger spoke to state leaders about the possible changes coming to the ballot.
Many advocates of ranked choice voting believe our democracy is threatened by hyper-partisanship and polarization. Monty Frank is one of those advocates. He was running mate to the late Oz Grable, a third-party candidate for governor in 2018.
The current system rewards factions, and it rewards the fringes of the party. So the more polarizing you are, the better you do in a partisan winner-take-all primary.
29 states already have some form of ranked choice voting. In the most common type of ranked choice election, the vote counting starts with seeing how many voters listed each candidate as their first choice. If no candidate receives a majority of first choice votes, round 2 eliminates the lowest vote getter and counts all the second choices of the voters who listed the eliminated candidate first. The process repeats until someone has a majority. Voters are not required to rank all of the candidates.
It not only drives voter participation, increases voter choice, but it produces a better candidate, a more consensus-driven candidate, and that increases our democracy.
Frank is president of a new state working group tasked with providing the legislature with proposals that will allow municipalities and political parties to use ranked choice voting in local elections and primaries. With bipartisan support for the proposal, there are also concerns.
One of my concerns locally is that we've done a lot of changes to our election laws.
Those changes include 2 weeks of early voting for the first time this November. And there are also questions how long before new candidates will actually stand.
See, voting.
I just think that's
Voting.
we're voting. You know, for me, it's more of an academic exercise versus something that really has a practical impact on Connecticut voting.
You want to get to 10K? Here's what we're going to do. In today's episode, what to know about the dual mutant flu strains, an update on the COVID flu combo vaccine, and could HIV home tests be coming in the near future? Joining me is Dr. Anyemo Agboagu, Yale Medicine Infectious Diseases Specialist and Associate Professor of Medicine at Yale School of Medicine. Welcome. All right. At least 2 cases of the drug-resistant dual mutant flu strain have been found. What do we know about this? Found where?
Yeah, good question. And I think therein lies the risk that the influenza virus poses because it's able to kind of mix its genes, and sometimes you have 2 different strains mixing their genes together, which then creates a form of the virus that in some cases can be quite novel and different from the other strains, or maybe becomes a little more distant from the original strains. And so 2 of those strains have been found in the US, including one from Connecticut actually, and interestingly other countries, and actually I think it's been isolated over 5 continents. So the concern is that this new W mutant strain is less sensitive to some of the antivirals we have, like the very common oseltamivir or Tamiflu that we use to treat flu. But the good news is that we still have other treatments in the arsenal that are effective against it. So I think like every other flu strain that emerges, we need to keep an eye on that. I think most of us think that influenza is one of the viruses that keeps the potential to become the next pandemic.
Oh boy, it's always something. All right, trials are finding that the combination COVID flu vaccine create a stronger immune response than individual vaccines. Tell us more about that.
And I think that's very great news because I think, last flu season, for the first time, we asked especially older individuals to take 3 different vaccines. They had to receive the COVID booster, the influenza shot, as well as the new RSV vaccine. And we found that there was quite different for taking those vaccines. And so we feel that there's some difference to try to combine these vaccines, especially those that share similar seasons or percentage vaccines. And so there's a form of activity around COVID vaccine. To be combination of these studies are ongoing. I think it's great news that there might be a reporting that the COVID and flu vaccine combination did quite well and resulted in
21. 21 push-ups. Look at these arms. Woo! They're getting bigger.
Vaccine fatigue and to do 3 different vaccines, people will forget to look.
Hail. No.
So in the field of HIV, we're starting to bring HIV-free world, and I think that there are many ways that we need to address the epidemic. That's one important step, and part of that is being able to identify individuals who are affected with HIV, to be able to deal with self-community and transmission of HIV. And so HIV self-testing is not new. This was really
Wow.
is that it really has a lower sensitivity than the laboratory test would be about 92 to 93% sensitivity, which means we're missing about 67% of cases having false negatives. But I think this is an effort to try to improve on the sensitivity of this at-home test.
I'm gonna sleep good tonight. I'll take a nap this afternoon. I know I'm real tired.
It's easy to use and it has it provides accurate results, and I think that would be great for HIV self-testing.
All right, Doctor, thanks so much for being with us. Lots of information here.
Thank you. Nice to be here.
Thank you.
We've been watching some showers roll across the state. We have warm waiting in the wings to move across Connecticut, going through this afternoon into this evening. We're still watching out for the possibility of some strong to severe thunderstorms. We'll time it out for you with our hour-by-hour forecast.
Installation day at the Morgans, and Window Nation is really coming through, replacing those old, worn-out windows.
The windows are a perfect fit thanks to their experienced lineup of pros.
These guys pay incredible attention to detail. They work so fast.
So glad we chose Window Nation.
Well, even the Joneses are noticing.
Hard not to notice such high quality at such an affordable price. Looks like the neighbors are on deck for their free estimate.
Hey, Hartford, get your free estimate today. Plus 50% off windows and 0% interest. Go to getwindownation.com.
Hello, this is Rick Sasamo from Pasta Vida, the place to go for gourmet to go. Jeff Lou and I started Pasta Vida more than 30 years ago as a wholesale pasta factory and have become Connecticut's leading destination for gourmet prepared meals. Delicious selections are ready for you to simply heat and serve or freeze to be used another day. We're located at 225 Elm Street in Old Saybrook. Find our menu online at pastavita.com. There's no place like Pasta Vida.
Give your garage a spring makeover with DeStefano Brothers Concrete Coatings. We create beautiful, durable, easy-to-clean garage floors, giving you additional usable space. And our custom-designed storage systems get rid of clutter for good. Call DeStefano Brothers and schedule your free consultation now.
Dog bites result in probable injuries that deserve compensation. It's important if you're bitten by a dog, you call 911 and involve animal control. The officer will come out and do a full report and disclose the name of the owner and of the dog. You'll need this to locate the insurance company and bring a claim for your damages.
When your roof is telling you it's ready to retire, trust Long to protect your home. Visit longroofing.com to get 50% off materials, plus no payments and no interest for 2 years. Take shelter!
We've been in this property for 47 years. What I've learned along the way is the better tools you have, the easier the job and the better job you get. He is a former owner of another brand tractor. He wanted green.
I think a lot
of stuff and that's a good move.
Yeah, I think last time we came, I thought yesterday we were doing one. Yeah, we were doing yesterday.
Experience United.
And I think
your local John Deere dealer.
Yesterday.
All right, it's the weekend. I know you're checking out the radar to see what's going to happen tonight, and then it's smooth sailing, pretty much.
Yeah, I think Saturday and Sunday look like a pair of perfect days. And I'll tell you, they're by far and away going to be the best days of the next week.
No rain, no storm.
And I'll show you why in just a little bit.
Next tomorrow.
I have other unpleasant weather to talk about first. Here's a look at our satellite and radar composite where we have this tracking of forecast rain mostly across the northern half of Connecticut. Connecticut. But then we have this next batch that's kind of setting up across Pennsylvania. That's going to be moving due east in our direction. So we're still going to watch out for the possibility of some strong to severe thunderstorms this afternoon. But it would be nice to keep some of these clouds around because the clouds will stabilize the atmosphere and actually limit the chance of any severe thunderstorms. So on a day like this where you have the heat, humidity, and approaching cold front, the clouds are actually your friend. So you can see we do have a little downpour that's moving across the east Pomfret over towards Putnam. That's going to be moving out. Otherwise, some light rain showers stretching from Tallinn, Coventry, Andover, Manchester, all the way down through Rocky Hill, Middletown, and Meriden. So just some quick light passing showers there. But notice the Storm Prediction Center still has the majority of our state and Massachusetts in this slight risk category for some severe thunderstorms. Now, if we see any develop, and it's always an if, it's not always a guarantee. The primary threats will be some strong wind gusts. We'll also watch out for some downpours that could lead to a little localized flooding. Frequent lightning, I'd be watching for that. Wouldn't rule out hail. I never completely want to rule out the possibility of a tornado because the time that I do is probably the time we'll get one. That's just a Murphy's Law thing. So here's a look in Long Wharf where temperatures are around 79 degrees. We have some rain cooled air up in Torrington. I just say that because temperatures have dropped into the 60s, but it really doesn't feel cooler because those dew points are pretty close to that number. 80 degrees in Hartford. We're at 79 in Chester, 74 in New London. There are those dew points that are well into the 60s. We're talking mid and upper 60s. So you're feeling that humidity today. But once this cold front comes through, it is going to usher in some more comfortable air for Father's Day weekend. So we're looking good. Saturday and Sunday, a pair of comfortable days, but then watch as that humidity climbs to oppressive levels as we head into next week. So here's a look at our hour by hour, which is going to show you more showers and thunderstorms developing as we head into this afternoon, right through dinner time into this evening. So if you have outdoor plans for this afternoon and this evening, you definitely need to keep an eye to the sky, kind of scan the sky for any dark, menacing clouds, kind of listen for any rumbles of thunder in the distance, and be prepared to go indoors. I really want you to be aware of the fact that there could be some stronger storms out there, but even just a regular thunderstorm, when you have lightning and you have people outside, a good thing. So as we go through the overnight hours, we're going to get that mess out of here. So tomorrow, we're looking at lots of sunshine and, as I've emphasized, more comfortable conditions. So today, we'll get through it. We'll get through these showers and thunderstorms. We'll definitely be here to let you know if any watches or warnings are issued. Here's a look at your 8-day shoreline forecast. Looking great this weekend, but the temperatures and the humidity start to climb.
Look from me, from my birthday, it'll be hot and humid. 90 degrees. June 19th is my birthday. Next Wednesday is I'm going to be 40 years old. Come next Wednesday, I'm going to be 40. I'm going to be 40.
98, 95.
Woo,
woo. 98, 90. Oh, they're 100. Wow.
All right, thanks so much. Scoliosis is a bad condition usually identified by a curved spine. In the U.S., 3 million new cases of scoliosis are diagnosed every year. It's crucial to identify this disorder early on in life, threatening if left untreated. With us today is neurosurgeon Dr. Bernardo de Andrada of the Harvard Healthcare Air Neuroscience Institute. Doctor, thanks so much for being here.
Thank you, and thank you very much for having me.
All right, tell us about scoliosis. What is it, and how can it affect somebody?
Okay, so the scoliosis basically is a abnormal curvature of the spinal column. It can develop anywhere in the spinal column, since in your upper back or in your lower back, and sometimes can even develop in the entire spine. It can basically affect all ages. Since like kids, we call it idiopathic scoliosis, which we don't really know the cause of the reason. Things like adults and elders, which we call degenerative scoliosis or arthritic scoliosis, and can really affect quality of life and limit activities.
How is it diagnosed?
Come on, man.
Take me through the steps.
Okay, the diagnosis basically is imaging, like X-rays.
Come on, work with me. He doesn't want to work out with me. You want to get big like I?
Okay, most of the patients
See?
have pain,
No.
back
See?
pain,
I got nothing.
See?
Look at that. Python.
but
See,
also
look at
sometimes
Python.
can cause cosmetic effects. Some patients they just notice in the mirror, like, and then even shoulder or even sometimes a hump on their back. Some more severe cases of scoliosis can compress nerves, cause weakness, numbness. In some severe extreme cases can restrict lung expansion and even compress abdominal organs. And the diagnosis is basically by imaging X-rays, CAT scan, and MRIs.
And treatment, always surgery or not?
No, surgery I think would be the least of the cases. Okay, vast majority of the cases you will only watch and follow the curvature. And the curvature progresses. Sometimes you can brace, you can use a brace, especially for kids.
I'm gonna do this
Some
at the end
patients you
too.
can only sometimes like manage the pain. But yes, in certain occasions, especially if it causes like a really severe cosmetic defect or pain is like untractable, in these situations we will choose the surgical treatment as the choice for treatment.
All right, Dr. Bernardo de Andrade, thanks so much for being here.
Yeah.
Well, one of the most anticipated movies of this year hits theaters this weekend. We'll have a preview of what you can expect in Inside Out 2.
Is your workers' comp claim denied? Call Jonathan Perkins and his lawyers for a free case review.
We know how to make insurance companies pay work comp claims. 1-800-PERKINS. Vacation or a staycation.
Well, do you have it? I do. But I don't think you're going to like it.
NJM's private policyholders first. What does it even mean?
Evidently, their top priority is doing
No jingles or mascots.
Really?
Just great insurance. NJM.
Why settle for ordinary listings when you can get smart with Smart MLS? Smart MLS puts your home in front of 21,000 realtors and their legal providers. Imagine the possibilities. Ask your realtor if your house is on Smart MLS today. It's the smart way to quickly and effortlessly sell your home this spring. Live smart, sell smart, Smart MLS. The smart way to sell your home. Is your workers' comp claim denied? Jonathan Perkins Injury Lawyers for a free case review.
We know how to make insurance companies pay work comp claims.
One of the most anticipated movies of the year is theaters this weekend. It's the sequel to Inside Out. And it sees the main character having new emotions as she goes through her teenage years. ABC's Jason Nathanson sat down with the cast for the preview.
Where can I put my stuff?
In the film, Maya Hawke joins the cast as Anxiety, telling me the first movie back in 2015. She was just a teen, helped her in processing her emotions.
I'm not feeling understood, but how can I better communicate so that I am, not just be like, nobody understands, you know? And I think that this movie did a great job of giving us tools.
Another new emotion in Riley's head as she hits puberty, embarrassment, always hiding in his hoodie. Voiced by Paul Walter Hauser.
Got real sweaty palm there, buddy.
Are you historically a person who gets easily embarrassed? No, I was telling somebody earlier I probably should be more embarrassed by some of the stuff I've said, but I'm kind of a loud, proud
extrovert who probably doesn't think through things enough to be embarrassed.
And returning, of course, the emotion that dominates young Riley's head, Amy Poehler is the voice of joy.
Have I ever steered you wrong before? Many times.
Did you have any anxiety going back into this world that it would work out?
Very little because of the experience with the first one. Like I knew that they're so incredible at what they do. That film was so well received, and they talked about what the next installment would be, and the incredible talent and the idea. So I thought, oh, this is going to be so good.
All the emotions take their turn at the controls in Riley's head. Sometimes she's driven by joy. Other times it's anger or anxiety or embarrassment. And I wanted to know at 13 what emotion was primarily driving the actor's emotions.
I think the desire, like hunger, sugar in movies and sports.
Really, like sadness and anxiety were at the wheel in that period of time. Definitely all of the ones that are in the movie, my head was very crowded, just like Riley.
I'm Jason Nichols, ABC News, Los Angeles.
Next, from Father's Day to Juneteenth celebrations, Jose Sarah Cody has things you can do this weekend.
I'm Keith Transola, and this is Dylan. The law requires that it's my responsibility to control my dog. Unfortunately, many dog owners simply don't train their dogs to safely interact with people. As a result, every year, thousands of dog bites occur in Connecticut, resulting in serious injuries. If you or your loved one's been injured by an irresponsible dog owner, call me and put the winning tradition of Trantola and Trantola on your side and get the compensation you deserve. Let our family help your family.
When the elderly fall and can't get help, they might lose their lives. Life Alert solved that problem by inventing 3 different emergency systems for protection. A device for the home, a waterproof device for the bathroom, and a device for protection on the go with GPS and batteries that never need charging. For over 30 years, Life Alert Emergency Response has been saving lives. Life Alert saves a life from a catastrophe every 11 minutes.
If it weren't for Life Alert,
I wrote somewhere.
sitting here today, and I
This
would
may,
say
and if
that
I had minutes,
absolutely get it.
For a free Life Alert brochure, call 1-800-755-4433. That's 1-800-755-4433. Call now. 1-800-755-4433.
Is it finally time to replace that beamed up floor with a durable and beautiful laminate floor? Well, we've got you covered. At National Forest Directs, you can get an entire row of laminate flooring installed the next day for just $555. Just $555. These laminate floors from world-famous Mohawk can take a beating and still look great. Call 888-400-FLOOR. Get your laminate floor installed the next day, no hidden extras, and no interest for 1 year. Call 888-400-FLOOR. We'll bring the store to your door.
Hey Connecticut, Jasmine here at Kia of Raleigh. Come visit us today for special offers on our new Kia inventory.
Kia Forte leases are $299 a month with no money down. Plus, save an additional $1,500 off select Kia models during the sticker sales event.
Get double the factory warranty, double the trade-in value, and quick service. Plus, we're offering all military an extra $500 off. 421 Route 12 in Groton or online at KiaGroton.com. Go be glad you did.
Watch Connecticut's most experienced news team. Weekdays starting at 4 p.m. Only on News 8, Connecticut's news leader.
From Juneteenth to Father's Day celebrations, there's a lot going on in the state this weekend. Here's News 8's Sarah Cody with 8 things you can do.
On Saturday, the New Britain Museum of American Art is hosting its annual Juneteenth celebration with free admission and special performances. Take in the spectacular beauty at Elizabeth Park's Rose Weekend with painters, garden tours, exercise workshops, poetry events, and more. All weekend, experience Unicorn World at the Connecticut Convention Center with a magical forest and animatronic unicorns and arts and crafts. On Saturday, take the family to the Steel and Wheels Car Show at Danbury Railway Museum, benefiting Operation Toy Train. See cool, unusual vehicles. On Saturday, head to Lyman Orchards to enjoy the annual Strawberry Fest. full of family fun and activities like penny eating contests and pony rides. New Haven's International Festival of Arts and Ideas is underway this weekend, featuring many events, including a free concert Saturday on the Green.
That's where Kim used to go. That's where Kim used to go on night.
Yeah, it's strawberries.
Along with a
Oh,
sign
fruits.
the event honors the legacy of
Behind the
an
North
elder
Haven
businessman.
Cemetery
And
in the
finally,
back
on
hole.
Sunday, enjoy Trades Day at the Henry Whitfield State Museum, a free STEAM-based
We go on
learning
the North Haven,
experience
it's right behind the
involving
cemetery.
tools
Yeah,
and
somewhere.
woodworking.
Yeah.
It's in the back.
Yeah.
That's where Kim used to go. Oh,
I
look,
see it now.
she used to go at night.
Yeah.
There's a, one day they got caught.
Playing outdoors at
There's a
Bushmore
cop.
Park.
Said,
For more information
didn't see.
about all of these great events, just head to WGNH.com. Have a wonderful Father's Day weekend, everyone. I'm Sarah Cody, News 8.
Lots to choose from.
Yeah.
An okay weekend to do it all.
Yes, it's going to be a beautiful
See,
weekend
mouse
for
folk.
any and all outdoor
That's what we
activities,
wanna talk
Strawberry Fest, if you just want to grill out with Dad, golf with Dad, whatever it is, you're going to have a spectacular pair of days, but we still have to get there first, and we've been watching this batch of rain moving mostly across the northern half of the state. We have more showers and thunderstorms firing up through Pennsylvania, northern New Jersey, and New York. Those are heading in our direction.
quality of
So
life.
basically, as we continue through this afternoon into this evening, we're
Ta-da.
going to be watching some
This is
showers
my
and
8-day
thunderstorms, and there
forecast.
is still a
Ta-da.
possibility
There
that we
it
could
is.
see a couple of strong or severe thunderstorms.
90, hot and humid.
Frequent lightning and
On Wednesday for
even
my
some
birthday.
gusty winds. But again, the weekend looks great.
Sunday,
Next,
very,
we're
very
looking at our
nice.
first
See?
heat wave of the year. All right.
Temperature will drop.
It's the first healing of the year.
At 400.
Healing up? What's yours? Okay.
News 8 Weather is sponsored by Town Fair Tire, keeping you safe on the roads.
What you need to know right now on GMA3. New downpours drenching South Florida as officials extend flash flood warnings and the record heat intensifying and on the move.
Plus our Pride Month conversation with the first openly LGBTQ plus congresswoman to serve in Vermont and her efforts in support of the community nationwide. And the T-Shirt Swim Club. Comedian and author Ian Carmel is here with his new memoir.
And across the divide, ABC's Phil Lipoff and Zareen Shaw on finding connection between Palestinians and Jews on college campuses across the country.
And it's Faith Friday here, some Father's Day wisdom we can all use.
It's India. It's like spicy. It's fire. Is that a song? I don't know. Just messing with your mind. You're crazy because it's late, right? It's not that late.
And yes, Chef, the binge-worthy series The Bear is back. Star Liza Colon-Zayas with our peek inside the upcoming season of the wildly popular show.
Now from Times Square, Eva Pilgrim and DeMarco Morgan with Dr. Jen Ashton and What You Need to Know.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to What You Need to Know on this Friday. My ABC colleague Phil Lipoff is here, filling in for DeMarco, who's on assignment. Yeah, we just were here. Yeah.
It's always the highlight of my week. I love being with you guys, and yes, Celtics.
That's right. You think they're going to do it tonight?
I think so. Yeah, I'm just not going to say that outside the studio. Or actually, maybe even close up to the studio.
Yeah, too late. We also want to say Happy Father's Day because this is Father's Day weekend, and you are honoring Are you wearing a tie in that photo?
Oh my goodness, you put a picture up.
Yeah.
You found that picture? Yeah.
Are you gonna get in trouble?
No, I'm not gonna get in trouble. But yeah, that was my son's graduation, and it was a thing. He wore a bow tie the night before and gave it to me. I don't usually wear bow ties.
Do your kids know how cool you are?
No. I mean, my kids, you think I'm cool. My kids, I love me. I do love you.
They're lucky to have you.
Yeah.
You are a great dad. We also have some medical headlines. Dr. Jen, diabetes has been making the headlines recently. Sure was just on Capitol Hill advocating for type 1 diabetes. There's a new study that's out shedding some more light on this. What is this study showing us?
So first of all, yes, Usher was there on Capitol Hill. He was also there with Peloton instructor and friend of the show, Robin Arzon, who also has type 1 diabetes. You know, we talk about diabetes a lot. Most of the time, without really being clear, we're talking about type 2 diabetes. Type 1 diabetes, totally different. The CDC, British Medical Journal, shedding
Ready,
some light
YouTube?
on the global impact of this condition. They looked at adults 65 years
I
of age
do
and
for you
older,
guys once a
over
week on
200
Friday.
countries around the world. From this period of time, 1990 to 2019, there was an increase by 28% of people in this age group living with type 1 diabetes. The good news, however, we're getting better at managing it. Type 1 diabetes associated death rates down by 25%. The mortality rate is still higher among men than women. So again, we talk about one disease, how it behaves differently amongst different populations. Here in the United States, almost 2 million people living with this condition. It can affect everything from your vision to your heart to your kidneys. Major issue. More awareness is always a good thing.
So what are the signs, the symptoms, and when should someone see a doctor?
Well, first of all, if anything doesn't feel right to you in general, that's always a good time to contact a medical professional to get it checked out. But there are classic signs and symptoms of type 1 diabetes that people should know about. Number one, frequent thirst and urination, blurry vision or change in your vision. Unexplained weight loss is very important for any condition, but particularly it could be a sign of type 1 diabetes. And then GI symptoms, nausea, vomiting, stomach pain. Absolutely go check it out. It's very easy to get screened and tested. And then management is very important.
It's so complicated because this affects a lot of children.
It affects a lot of children, and it's not easy to manage. This is different than type 2. So it's good that they're talking about it.
Yeah. All right, we'll return now to ABC's Morgan Nolan. We're here with the latest headlines. Morgan, good to see you.
Good to see you. Happy Friday, friends.
It is a good Friday.
I put it on. I think you're cool that too.
You're the
All
best.
right, we got a lot of headlines to get through. We do begin with that state of emergency down in Florida and that relentless rain. Here's ABC's Ginger Z.
More than 21 inches of rain in Miami-Dade County and more to come. So there's the pictures. The flash flooding has been horrible as anticipated because we saw this in the forecast. We'll still have another day here throughout the rest of tonight. With that significant risk for flash flooding, especially from Miami south. I also want to point your eye to this. This was from a cold front that swept through parts of the Midwest. In Missouri and northeastern Missouri, there were 175 reports of influenza primarily, which is what we're going to see today on that same cold
Look,
front.
a sweaty workout. Look, my forehead's all sweaty.
So look for this afternoon some of the severe storms damaging the main threat. Then next week, we get hot. We're talking 10 to even 15 degrees above average.
Ginger, thank you. Well, the disappointing developments overseas for those hoping to see Wall Street Journal reporter Evan Gershkovich freed from captivity in a Russian court, handing down an official indictment, which means the reporter, who, by the way, was held for more than a year, will now face trial. U.S. officials calling the espionage charges fiction. And take a look at this. The Pope having a good old laugh, hosting the conclave of comedians before meeting with G7 leaders over in Europe. Some 100 artists, including comedians from all around the globe, including our very own Whoopi Goldberg, Chris Rock, Steve Colbert, Jimmy Fallon, and many others in the unique world gathering. And from the
So he goes back around, routine all over. Have you been to all of them? You go back around
bringing her world record, setting Eras Tour to its end December 8th. In Vancouver. Quite a run for the billionaire singer-songwriter. You know, I guess many Swifties going to be feeling down bad when it all comes to it.
Yeah, if you want to rush and see the tour, it only costs you your firstborn.
Yeah. So true. Thank you, Morgan.
All right, there's much more ahead here on GMA3 this Friday. It is Pride Month. A lawmaker and rising voice in the LGBTQ plus community joins us next.
And later, when dueling groups of Jewish and pro-Palestinian protesters join forces in the name of peace. Our GMA3 Deep Dive Phil is reporting on this along with our colleagues Irene Shaw, Yajot Menasif, and
ABC's GMA3, what you need to know. Brought to you by CarShield. CarShield cars go farther.
Drugs. If you've been paying attention, it's easy to see prices are going up on just about everything. That's why you need to do the wild favor and call CarShield now. One call to CarShield locks you into today's low price, so you can enjoy peace of mind knowing that you're not only protected from a counterfeit rate habits, but also from those rising rates. If you're driving an out-of-warranty vehicle, CarShield offers plans that cover up to 6,000 parts and systems in your car, truck, or SUV. Why pay for expensive repairs? Call CarShield now before breakdown.
My mom told me to call CarShield. I listened, and I saved $5,000. You should always listen to your mom. When I needed long-term protection at affordable prices, I called CarShield. I've been a CarShield customer for close to 7 years, had 3 vehicles covered, and they saved me close to $9,000.
CarShield saved me $2,200. CarShield administrators cover expensive repairs, so I don't have to.
All 31. All the way down for the last one. All 31.
Their
The
administrators
last one.
got your back.
All 31.
For Ray Darlings, there's more. Lots more. Especially if you love extras like I do. See, I love a plan that includes 24/7 coast-to-coast roadside assistance, courtesy towing, and rental car options too. Darlings, expensive car breakdowns will happen. The difference is calling CarShield before they do. So listen to Auntie Victor and call CarShield now to protect yourself from rising rates and costly repairs. Call now. Get yourself free quotes.
It's not a matter of if your car will break down, but when. You need to call CarShield before your car breaks down. CarShield gives you a price
And
lock
tomorrow,
guarantee, which means
there's
your
a
monthly
pay-per-view
price never goes up for as
on
long as you
Peacock.
cover your car.
It starts at
Get
2
help
a.m.
for
2
expensive
o'clock in the
repair bills
afternoon.
by calling
2
CarShield
p.m.
Call 800
tomorrow
237
on Peacock.
4000.
So check that out.
800 237 800 237 4000.
Hello, school bus. Summer school.
It's so rich and
See, she don't have to get change on that.
irresistible.
Get change early. She had to get change early now.
You are bountiful.
Until August
Your
again.
bones
Until
can
you get
support
change
2
early.
times
On
your
Friday
weight.
again.
It's in your nature to stand strong.
She don't have to do it now until August
Your
again.
cells renew every 27 days. It's in your nature to glow.
Just for a second.
Your digestion is improved by laughing with friends. It's in your nature to thrive. Your body is bleeding from your head to your heels. We're just here to supplement you. Nature's value. It's in your nature.
When a situation gets real, Kyrie chaos here on the first half.
Divorce papers. DHL. Divorce papers.
From an NBA title.
That's what I get papers to me. DHL though. They're gonna get some divorce papers.
Welcome back to GMA 3. June
I thought
is, of course,
her
Pride
variant
Month, the
came.
time to celebrate those
Oh,
who
it's all
blazed a
one
trail
minute
in the
already.
ongoing fight for LGBTQ plus rights, and of course to acknowledge those currently making history.
Those
Joining us now
delivery
is the first
divorce.
woman and first openly LGBTQ plus member of Congress from Vermont, Representative Rebecca
All
Ballard.
three
Thank you so much for being here with us. Good afternoon.
Woker's
And
31.
you are the first. You heard us just
Everything
talk
else
about
is
that. So
all
what
31.
does that mean to you? You know, we always say
All
that
31.
thing,
This
representation
is 31.
matters. Why do you think that is so
For
important?
the last one.
Well,
For
for a
the
couple
very
reasons.
last
One, we make better legislation when the laws that we write truly represent all of America, including my community, the LGBTQ plus IA community. When we're not in those rooms crafting the legislation, then that's when we're not, we're not crafting bills that really protect our rights. And so there's that piece of it. But of course, representation absolutely does matter. And I was at an event last night and was talking to a lot of young people who said those exact words to me. You don't know what it means to me to see you in office, being proud, having you post pictures with your family and just normalizing our families. And that, of course, is a tremendous honor for me to be able to represent my community in that way.
The Equality Act, which would add protections for the LGBTQ plus community to existing federal anti-discrimination laws, has passed the House twice. It has stalled in the Senate, and I'm wondering why you think that is, and do you have hope that it will eventually pass?
Yes, it has passed the House twice under Democratic leadership. It is, we're in a really hard place right now with some of my colleagues on the other side of the aisle who have decided that they're going to drag us back to the 1950s. And so there's the piece about the Equality Act not being able to get through Congress, but more so I want people to understand there are amendments
on so many bills that pass through the House of Representatives right now that have really mean, dehumanizing language about the LGBTQ community. And so it's very important that we, within the community and our allies, stand up to this, because we are your neighbors, we're your friends, your family members. We need allies to also be very outspoken during Pride Month and all year long, that we're not going to go back.
I have to also ask you about some of the headlines that are coming out of the Supreme Court this week. They had a decision, a unanimous ruling, upholding the access to the abortion pill, mifepristone. What was your reaction to that decision?
Well, of course, incredible relief. It was clear to me that they didn't have proper standing. But look, here's what I want people to understand. This is a drug that has been on the shelves and was approved by the FDA nearly 25 years ago. So a quarter century of women being able to use this medicine to make sure that they have safe and effective medication-assisted abortion. And the fact that it even got to the Supreme Court shows you how committed the Republican Party is right now to not just have abortion at the center of the conversation, but also all reproductive health care, including contraception. And so, yes, it's a relief, but we still have so much more work to do.
So you know this, former President Trump was up on Capitol Hill yesterday meeting with Republican lawmakers. First time he's been there since January 6th. Now, you know a lot of your colleagues across the aisle outright blamed him for that day, and then yesterday not only embraced him, but sort of looked like they were just falling in line. Mitch McConnell comes to mind.
Yes, and it was sickening. It was absolutely sickening to watch this. Because what happens when the cameras aren't rolling, when the reporters are not hanging around, what our colleagues tell us is that they know this man, former President Trump, is a danger to the nation, is a danger to the democracy. And then you saw all of them acting like sycophants at that meeting yesterday, kissing their own. And so it's the apologists and the enablers that make me the most angry. They know better, they know what they're doing, and they think that we're idiots, that we don't see that when they lie for President Trump, we can see right through them. And I'm really hoping people will remember that over the next few months as they contemplate this election. This is not a man who can be trusted with the power in the government. We know this, and it was outrageous that he came to Capitol Hill when he has still not admitted that he lost the 2020 election, and he tried to overturn a free and fair election through an insurrection. It's outrageous.
Vermont Congresswoman Becca Ballard, thank you so much for taking the time to be with us. Appreciate it.
Thank you, and happy Pride.
Absolutely. And just ahead here on GMA3, laughs and reflections in a debut memoir.
Emily-winning stand-up comedian Ann Carnell joins us here next. Back in a bit.
If you have Graves' disease, your eye symptoms could mean something more. That gritty feeling can't be brushed away. Even a little blurry vision can distort things, and something serious may be behind those itchy eyes. Up to 50% of people with Graves could develop
Some people still have school today. Some people. Some people do. Not for all of them. There's still some school. Some schools will still have school, but not all schools are out yet. Usually they go until like June 21st. Now they're doing it early now. Some schools will still have schools.
Surprise! Skinny Pop. Almost like delicious.
Come on, Bobby. You try it. Come on, Bobby. Good. Get down here. You try it. You try it first. Go. Come on, Bobby. This will do it.
I'm tired.
Did you know 80% of women are struggling with hair damage? Just like us. Try this at first day with damaged hair that can't retain moisture. New Pantene Miracle Rescue Deep Conditioner with first of its kind melting Pro V curls. Blocks in moisture to repair 6 months of damage in one wash without the gap.
teeth. The recipient of the here. If you know it's fancy.
This summer's hottest blockbuster isn't Groovy. It's a spicy new wrap from Jimmy John's, starring those grilled cheese and introducing 5 cracker chips. Reviews are good. This summer, it's going to be a hot one. Jimmy John's new 5 cracker wrap.
I did it.
Your skin is ever changing. Take care of it. With Gold Bond's age-running formulations like 7 moisturizers and 3 vitamins. For all your skins, Gold Bond.
Look at these arms getting bigger each week. Few more to do.
I was stuck. Unresolved depression symptoms were in my way. I needed more from my antidepressant. Vraylar helped give it a lift. Adding Vraylar to an antidepressant is clinically proven to help relieve overall depression symptoms better than an antidepressant alone. And in Vraylar clinical studies, most saw no substantial impact on weight. Elderly dementia patients have increased risk of death or stroke.
I see you like this.
Or suicidal thoughts. Antidepressants can increase these in children and young adults. Report fever, stiff muscles, or confusion, as these may be life-threatening, or uncontrolled muscle movements, which may be permanent. High blood sugar, which can lead to coma or death, weight gain, and high cholesterol may occur. Movement dysfunction and restlessness are common side effects. Stomach and sleep issues, dizziness, increased appetite, and fatigue are also common. Side effects may not appear for several weeks. I didn't have to change my treatment. I just gave it a lift. Ask about Vraylar and learn how AbbVie can help you save.
Welcome back. He is an Emmy Award-winning stand-up comedian and comedic talk show writer who has channeled all of his talents into this, his debut memoir.
He is actually a riot as well. His book, T-Shirt Swim Club, Stories from Being Fat in a World of Thin People, is out now, and he's here to tell us all about it. Please welcome Ian Carmel.
Hello for having me.
So we got to talk about the title,
Yes.
right? So where did this title come from?
The title came from being a fat kid in a pool. There's this strange thing that happens to like every fat kid where we learn that we're fat, and then we learn that it's a bad thing, usually at the exact same time. And we're like, oh no, I better do something. And for some reason, our reaction is to put a t-shirt on when we go in the pool, thinking that is going to fool everyone into not noticing we're fat. When instead, it's just like clinging to every curve of your body and emphasizing how fat you are. So I figured that every fat kid would know immediately what this meant when they saw T-shirt Swim Club. Because we're the ones wearing T-shirts in the pool.
Your sister's a psychologist, right?
You've got a doctorate in clinical psychology.
That's right. Psychology.
Yes.
I'm wondering, have you worked with her on a project like this before? And what was it like working with your sister on this?
Never on a project like this before. All of our projects before like involved pranking our parents or trying to sibling project, or like trying to get pizza for dinner or something like that.
A lot of projects in your lifetime.
I would imagine.
Absolutely. Several projects. This was one of the only ones that didn't involve staying up late and watching a movie.
You're a stand-up comedian, so you do think of everything through the lens of what's funny about it.
Yeah.
This topic for so many people isn't funny for them. So was it hard for you?
It was very difficult for me. That was probably the hardest part of the book, was every time I would, because in writing this book, I wanted to be as vulnerable as possible. I wanted to be as detailed as possible. I wanted to talk about not just the joys of being fat, and there are many of those, but also like the really hard stuff, the really dark stuff. And every time I started doing that, I'd be like, all right, and let's build toward the punchline and let everyone off the hook. Let's break that tension. And when I found myself doing that, I was like, I'm losing a lot of the honesty in this book. So I had to be very disciplined to being like, no, steer towards the reality of it, steer towards the pain.
Well, just like comedy, honesty is, honesty and reality is the best way to go. You get the best laughs, but you also make people connect.
And people can tell, whether they're reading a book or watching this show or going to see a stand-up comedy show, like people know when they're being lied to. People know when you're exaggerating things or you're not telling the whole truth. And when you are being honest, I think that really comes through too. People are smart, and I didn't want to condescend to anyone. And I think, hopefully it comes through in the book.
It takes a lot of courage to tell your truth. Ian, thank you for being here with us.
Thank you so much for having me. This was wonderful.
And you can pick up a copy of T-Shirt Swim Club everywhere books are sold. You can scan that QR code right there at the bottom of your screen if you'd like to purchase a copy.
And just ahead here on GMA3, how you can save a life on this World Blood Donor Day. Dr. Jen joins us next with the tips.
Plus, The Bear is back. The incredibly popular hit dropping on Hulu in about 2 weeks. The star who plays a veteran chef, Tina, she's giving us the inside look. We'll be right back.
America's most watched newscast, ABC's World News Tonight with David Muir, is now available on YouTube.
Billy, I need help with the clicker.
Yeah, wait 1 second, Grandma. This guy's gonna buy my car.
Are you still there?
Okay,
You need Carvana. What's your plate number?
boss.
Features, no accidents, right? Good. Generating offer. Carvana can pick it up tomorrow.
That's an amazing offer. But do you still need help with the clicker?
I'll ask your sister.
Sell your car the easy way with Carvana.
A white leaf filter? It's well designed, efficient. I appreciate that.
Leaf Filter's technology keeps debris out of your gutters for good. Guaranteed.
What more could you ask for?
Call 833-LEAF-FILTER today or visit leaffilter.com.
Excuse me? Sir, it's for dinner. Sir, beef, hello?
Meaty cheesy, meaty cheesy, meaty cheesy.
Meaty cheesy.
When dinner dread hits, the answer is Stouffer's lasagna. Stouffer's. Meaty cheesy.
Wow. Incredible. Amazing. My go-to is Lumify eye drops. Lumify dramatically reduces redness.
In 1 minute.
And look at the difference. My eyes look brighter and whiter for up to 8 hours. Lumify is kind of amazing. See for yourself.
Choose between Reese's Legendary Cup and the new metal shape. It's like trying to pick between Alex Morgan and Sophia Smith.
You don't have to choose. Same team.
So, I get both Reese's?
Actually, we get both Reese's.
Ashley is having a Stars and Stripes premium sale. Shop early for a hot buy. Now only $7.99. And take advantage of recliner deals. Right in time for Father's Day. Plus pay 0% interest for 5 years with no minimum purchase. In store only. Only at Ashley.
I love that my daughter still needs me, but sometimes I can't help due to burning and stabbing pain in my hands. So I use Nervive.
Nervive's clinical dose of ALA reduces nerve discomfort in as little as 7 days.
Now I can help again. Feel the difference with Nervive.
The power of a skin filler inspires hair repair. New Fructis hair filler system with vitamin CG fills hair with strength 7 layers deep. Reverses up to 1 year of damage in 1 use. New Fructis hair filler by Garnier.
Scout is protected by Simparica Trio, and he's in it to win it. Simparica Trio is the first chew with triple protection. Oh, please. And ticks. Intestinal worms. Well, heartworm disease, no problem with Simparica Trio. This drug class has been associated with neurologic adverse reactions, including seizures. Used with caution in dogs with a history of these disorders. For winning protection, go with Simparica Trio.
Dr. Jen is back, and we are talking about gastric bypass surgery. Yeah, so bariatric surgery, we've talked about this before. For people who don't know exactly what that refers to, gastric bypass, sleeve gastrectomy are 2 of the most common forms of bariatric surgery, reserved for the few people with severe obesity for whom FDA-approved medication and lifestyle modification still not working. These are people typically who have, they might weigh 400, 500, 600 pounds or more. Without this surgery,
How's my workout? There's a red balloon over there.
within the next 5 to
That's
10
my
years.
workout for this Friday. I'll see you guys next Friday. Another sweaty workout today, and another sweaty workout next Friday. If you're busy, I'll do a Thursday. So have yourself a great Friday. Happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there. Have a great Father's Day weekend. I'll see you guys next Friday. Have a great Father's Day weekend. Have a good one.
So this is not a quick fix, although some of the metabolic
Peace out.
fixes occur literally on post-op day 1, post-op